This has got to be some of the most concrete evidence that being called an anti-Semite is the absolute worst possible thing that can happen to you if you're in business, especially if you have a business like X.com that you want to start into financial services and you make rocket ships. An American billionaire meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. Yes, that's right. The Israeli Nostradamus, who predicted the fall of the World Trade Center in his book in 1995.
So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
And then when it came to pass, magically used that to encourage Americans to seek out weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist in Iraq. 1 million Iraqis.
I believe that a clear connection between Saddam and September 11th must be established before we have a right to prevent the next September 11th. Well, I think not. There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
That's the guy the American billionaire is meeting with right now. Why? To clear his name. Because he's been called an anti-Semite. Because when he says something rational about the situation going on over there...
If you kill somebody's child in Gaza, you've made at least a few Hamas members.
He is over there to clear his name. That Elon Musk has access to the internet beyond most of our imaginations. He can aggregate data. He can run trends. He could put all this into Grok and have Grok give him the answer. He knows the truth about what's going on here. He knows the history. He knows the situation. He knows the reality. He has his finger on the pulse in a way that most of us on this planet wish we could. He is literally building the internet. For him to go over there and act, oh yes, this video is very compelling. Thank you for showing me your little video file here of why I should feel this way. This is perfectly on brand for Israeli propaganda, this kind of bullshit. You know, we're gonna walk around a billionaire and all his followers are gonna be like, oh yeah, we changed our mind. People who follow Elon Musk don't look to him for the answers. I know, shocking. They're young people who use the internet, and we all look at the same data and we come to similar conclusions, and that's what makes us agree or disagree. Suddenly the data didn't change. None of the evidence has changed. None of the knowledge that we have about the situation has changed just because you're over there shaking his hand. All we see is a guy who doesn't feel this way showing up and putting on a necklace and being like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna wear this necklace.
Thank you very much.
Look at this. I'm gonna wear this necklace until your children come home. He's not there because he's worried about the death of innocent children. He's not there because he's worried about the death of innocent civilians. Because if that was the case, he should have flown a little bit south where the most epic tragedy you can imagine is occurring. But the thing is, going to Gaza doesn't clear his name in business. It doesn't open any doors. It doesn't remove any threats. The Palestinians don't have anything on Elon Musk. But you know who does have something on Elon Musk? The Western governments and their dictator-in-chief, Benjamin Netanyahu. This is so clear. It's so obvious to anybody who has an open mind. If you're busy being pro-Republican or pro-Democrat or whatever, you know, pro-bullshit, pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, whatever, you know, sports team, you're not clear. Anybody who, I'm pro-Israel, I'm pro-Palestine, no, you're not. Okay? You're a cheerleader for a sports team. You haven't thought about it at all. Because if you have thought about it, you wouldn't label yourself as pro any of this shit. Especially if you're an American citizen, because all we are pawns being manipulated. We're just in a cave staring at shadows on a wall. You're pro what? Pro the shadows you've seen on the wall? We're being manipulated and used. What's going on over there is unbelievable. I can't even sleep. I can't make any other videos. I can't do shit because of what's going on over there. Because anybody who really opens their mind to the reality of what's happening over there is going to be paralyzed by it. Not sitting in a comfy chair with all the blue, everything's blue. Oh my God, I got my necklace. You had these necklaces printed up and stamped out and it's a whole thing and a ceremony and I'm never going to, all this bullshit propaganda. No, this isn't real. Just like all Israeli propaganda, it's all on brand. It's all a thin layer of bullshit. Trying to just pull on your strings and make you feel a certain way. I don't need that. I don't need any of this orchestrated bullshit, the over the shoulder shot onto the phone. You know, we got the insert shot lined up here so that we could see the video with the burn in. This is ridiculous. How unsophisticated do you think Elon Musk's followers are? How do you really think this will be read by the American public? Because that's what this is all. It's all being videotaped. If Elon was just curious and he just needed to go over there and know for his, wouldn't he just go over there and know? No, it's all ready for the shot. Oh, we got all the focus marks, but all the lights are set. Oh, and the way he's holding his little hands there, and oh yeah, you see here, and they're all turned to it's ridiculous. Do you guys know that we have social media? Do you guys know what TikTok is? Do you know we can see right through you? We're all broadcasters now. We know what it is when you turn on the camera and point the lights. We can see through this charade. You're not fooling anyone. You're making it worse. At what point do we stop participating in the economy altogether? People are so sweet. I think it's awesome that people are like, I'm not paying my taxes this year. Guess what? As an American, it doesn't matter if you pay your taxes. They don't tax you through your taxes. You're barely taxed at all. We're poor. Our decisions don't matter. He's not worried that we think he's an anti-Semite. He's worried the rich billionaire and elite class think he's an anti-Semite. That's what he's worried about. He doesn't care whether we shop on Black Friday. Oh, we're not shopping on Black Friday? What will they do without our $200? It's irrelevant. We are irrelevant. You have to stop participating in the economy entirely. The price of goods goes up every time they print money. That's how they tax you. You know when you go to the store and you're like, oh my God, everything's twice as much. Some guy on TikTok named Luke David Johnson told me 2 or 3 years ago that the price of everything was going to double or triple, and it has. Because he understood economics. And I ignored him, and I laughed at him, and I said, inflation will never be that high. We'll get it under control. No, you won't. You'll keep printing money. Because that's how you tax Americans. You tax Americans by printing money and losing trillions of dollars in the Pentagon budget and giving other countries trillions of our dollars. And we struggle every day to afford basic things like food, housing, and healthcare. We can't even afford the basics of life. Working every day. But we're sending all our money to buy weapons, to line the pockets of big pharma or whatever organization happens to have controlled the politicians that got in at the time. Because capitalism is not the problem. Corruption of our capitalist society is the problem. We are no longer a free market capitalist society with competition and control over monopolies. We are completely run like one giant crooked capitalist market. And these fools are at the top. That's why billionaires should be completely financially free, are over in a foreign country, kissing ass and begging to be forgiven for saying such crazy things like, hey, I think maybe the aid workers in Gaza need internet access. I'm going to give it to them. Or how about this wild one? How many Hamas terrorists do you create when you kill someone's innocent kid? Yeah, Elon said that. And now he's doing penance for it. This is unbelievable and sickening. Anybody with half a brain can see what's going on here. Please tell everyone you know and love what's going on. Have these tough talks.